it's a pity, man. It's a big shame that the students in universities refuse to be addressed by MK Party members of parliament. They chase them away from their halls. They only want to be represented by SASCO and the EFF, and they don't want MK Party members of parliament. And this might have been sparked by different things, But I want you guys to watch a clip. Yeah, this clip it's very telling. It's very telling, and this clip is very honest. It's telling you that these students don't want nothing to do with the MK Party. Maybe that's the reason why, even in KZN universities, TVET colleges, those students during the elections haven't been voting for the MK Party. But this is very crazy what I'm about to show you. Watch here. Yeah, man. What could have been the cause of this? What could have been the cause of this? Is it their behavior in parliament? While they think people are not watching how they behave in parliament, how they don't contribute in parliament, how they don't do anything progressive, anything tangible in parliament, while they think people don't notice, can't maybe the students notice? And when they try to go and meet the students as members of parliament, the students are like, Maganina, ninanhlulekile muse parliament, ninanhlulekile muse to do this and this. Is it because of that? I'm not sure. But I think it's because of that. Because I would also not want to be represented by MK Party anywhere. Because they are failing to represent themselves as a main opposition in South African politics. I don't care how angry you want to be as the MK Party. Your political party has failed to be a proper, progressive and proper quality challenging opposition party. If you're still in denial with that, yeah, that's your own sweet to eat and swallow when you're good with the sugar. So, okay, I don't eat sugar. I don't need sugar. MK Party, though, they have a youth movement. And some things are just too telling, Not everything as a political party you are going to have. You're not going to have everything. You see, like the EFF. The EFF got 9%. Got a beating from the MK Party. A shy MK Party at 14%. EFF got 9%. ANC got 41%. The DA got whatever they got. And when you look at those numbers, those were the general scheme of things, the general elections. And then the student politics, student activism. EFF there is beating almost all these parties. It seems as if in the student activism, only SASCO and EFF exist. SASCO works hand in hand with the ANC Youth League and the ANC. SASCO is independent, but it represents the ANC. And when you look at the EFF beat SASCO, you would have thought maybe the EFF also beat ANC in the general elections, but they didn't. But in the student activism, that space is a different type of space. It's not just for anyone. That space has their own people. There's certain organizations that students have always been voting for, because not just for popularity, but because those student activism movements have been there for them. I'm EFF. I will tell you now, SASCO has been involved into trying to help students. EFF Youth Command, previously it was Student Command, have been involved into trying to help students in a very beautiful, very wonderful way. And students, they have the memory of that. They stick with that. That's why when you see student activism elections in the universities, TVET colleges, and everywhere, it's usually almost, it seems like it's only the EFF and the SASCO that are battling towards each other. The rest of the parties, nobody sees them. So you won't always win everywhere. And the MK party must know. Maybe you might have won more numbers than the EFF in the general elections, but you can't beat the EFF in, or you can't beat SASCO in those things. Maybe some campuses that represent maybe University of KZN, maybe MK party won like 3-4 campuses. But that does not mean you won. Yeah, you won't win. Look, now they're chasing your members of parliament because you want to put yourself everywhere, even in spaces that don't want you, even in spaces that you don't have any experience about, spaces where you don't know what goes on there. Stick to other things. We don't have to always do everything other parties are doing. Hence the EFF, when Julius Malema was asked, why don't you create a women's league movement that moves with the EFF? His response was powerful. It was like, but we already have the EFF and the women are already represented in the EFF. More than 50% in parliament, in leadership, in councils are represented by the EFF. So EFF is already about men and women. Creating a women's league is like creating another organization that is going to take other egos and emotions from different women, jealousy, for them to run it. While Ngapa were also running the EFF. And he was like, not everything needs to be done. So you must know your place. Maybe you guys, student activism, going to universities, creating movements is not your thing. You don't need it. Now, Nwandile Mngxitama is busy going to the University of Venda. They continuously reject him too. They reject him. They don't vote for the MK. MK party is not popular in varsities, not popular in universities. Might be popular emakasi to old men, old women, abantu abadala. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But amongst the youth, you are not. Same thing as EFF. EFF, old people, they bash it, they say, these ones, they insult, they are loud, they are this, they are disrespectful, and old people decide not to vote for it. But the youngins, they vote for it because each and every political party has its own niche. Before you expand, you must have your own niche. MK party, your niche is not into tapping into the youth student activism. You won't win there. You will never. You can try until you sweat. Your members can insult me in the comment. But the truth is that you won't win student activism against SASCO and EFF. You will never do it. But yeah, man, continue going there. It wasn't fun. But yeah, thank you very much. Tango.